Okay, so now we are finally back here. We're going to go ahead and continue to the last section here of the 8.2 exercises. So here, right, so we're going to continue from above, and your inventory method is perpetual and it's Lifo. Okay, so we're doing a continuation. So here it tells you that on May 31st, you should have had a total of 100 units on hand. And in this case, let's take a look at my batch of inventory. Yes, I do, right? Without having to total it up, I do have this batch of inventory, the 100 left for $3.10 to give you 310. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this amount and I'm going to transfer it over into my new inventory worksheet. And this time, this was May 31st, right? I'm going to carry it over into my inventory on hand, saying that I have 100 units left at $3.10 each to give me a total of 310. Okay? I'm going to format this real quick. Okay? So this right here is 310, and that's what we started out with. So then now, going on forward, that's my beginning inventory. So that means when I continue doing the next problem, right? If I continue doing more purchases and more purchase of inventory and I'm costing them out, at least I know that I'm going to start out with 100 units on hand. Okay. So June 5th rolls around and we purchase 800 units at $4 each with a freight of $100. So 800 at $4 with a freight of 100. So it is June 5th, right? We're going to skip over the cost of goods sold section. We bought 800 units at $4 with a freight of 100. Okay? So in this case, what should be my total purchase price?
3,200.
Good, 3,200 plus 100.
3,300.
3,300, which brings my cost per item to be
$4.125.
yes, 4 and 12 and a half cents, right? So in this case, I'm going to carry this batch over. So now I have a second batch of inventory, okay, for the 800 at 4 and 12 and a half cents, okay, which should give me a total of 3,300, okay? So that is my second batch of inventory. I don't need to necessarily keep colors because, again, if you keep the list exactly in this order, you know exactly what batches you have available in the exact correct order. Okay. So then June 7 rolls around and you end up selling 350 units at $10.50 each. Okay, so you sold 350 units on June 7. Okay, so June 7, 350. Now, which batch of inventory am I going to take out from here?
The 800 one?
The 800 one at $4 and 12 and a half cents. Yes. So in this case, right, let's go ahead and calculate what my total of cost of goods sold is if I sold 350 units at 4 and 12 and a half cents.
$1,443.75.
1,143.75 is correct. Okay. So then I'm going to go ahead and eliminate it right away from here because I no longer have 800 units. I sold 350 of them. So then now I should have 450 left at a total of 1856.25. Okay, because I'm doing last in first out, right? That was the last batch I purchased, so that's the first batch I'm going to take out. So then on June 10, we end up purchasing an additional 750 units at $4.25 each with a freight of 75. So 75, 425, and 75. Okay. So 750, 425, and 75. Okay. So this was June 10. So now let's take a look at this one, right? What's my purchase price going to be here?
$3,187.50.
Plus 75.
$3,262.50.
Okay, bringing my cost per item to be
$4.35.
$4.35. So we got lucky with this one, right? This one was an even number. So let's go ahead and plug this number in here. So we have 750 at $4.35 each, giving us a grand total of $3,262.50. So now we have a total of 3 batches of inventory, right? We got 100 remaining from the previous batch, from the previous inventory worksheet. We have the 450 remaining from our second batch of inventory, and we have a new batch of inventory that we just purchased. Okay. Now, if you want to, you can also start running a balance right here, right? Making an equal sum column. So you know how many items you have on hand at all times. So I have a total of 1,300 items available to sell. Okay. And it's going to cost me a total of the 428.75. Okay, and I'm gonna highlight this because I'm gonna make this so that I know that this is a calculation. Okay, and this is how much goods I have available or inventory on hand I have available. Okay, so then let's see what happened next. Then on June 12th, you sold 450 units. Okay. June 12th, 450 units. Now, which batch of inventory am I going to take out from next?
The 750.
The 750, right? The only batch that we have just recently just purchased, right? So in this case, let's calculate it because 750s definitely have enough to cover all 450 items. So what is my total cost of goods sold here?
$1957.50.
1957.50. So then I'm going to go ahead and eliminate that because I no longer have 750 anymore, right? I'm subtracting 450 because I sold that many. So now I have 300 items left at 1305 even. Okay? So there you go. So now I only have 850 units left on hand. Okay? So then on June 15, I end up selling an additional 500 units. So June 15, 500. Now in this case, right? Do I have enough to sell the 500 units?
Yes, but from 2 batches.
I have to take from 2 batches because I only have 300 left of my last batch and then I have to dip into my second batch, okay? So in this case, I need to create a calculation here. Okay. So if the first one, right, I know I'm going to take out all 300 because I'm going to eliminate the entire batch, right? I know for a fact that this entire batch is equal to 1305. Okay? So therefore, I can go ahead and eliminate this entire batch right here. So then now, which batch of inventory am I going to be taking out from next?
100 from the 450.
100 for the 450. Good. Now this you said 100. I sold 500 in total.
Sorry, 200.
Good. 200, right? 200 from the 450. So in this case, I grab my number here, right? It's going to cost me $4.12.5. So let's go ahead and calculate that. What's my total here for selling 200 items at $4.12.5?
$8.25.
$8.25. Okay, good. So then let's add our totals up here. So $13.05 plus $8.25 gives me a grand total of $2,130 of selling 500 units. And now I need to eliminate because I no longer have 450 units left, right? I have minus 200. I have 250 left. Right? So then let's see what happened next on June 20th. We end up purchasing an additional of 600 units at 405 with a freight of 20. So 600, 405, 20. $600, 405, and 20. Okay, on June 20th. Okay. So what is my purchase price here?
$24.30.
$24.30 plus $20,
$24.50.
bringing my cost per item to be
$4.08.333.
okay, $4.083333. Okay. So again, I'm gonna drop this into my inventory on hand. So then I know that I have a total of 4 batches of inventory, right? But I've eliminated the third batch completely. Okay. So I still have remaining 100 from the previous worksheet, 250 remaining from my second batch. Third batch is completely eliminated, and I just bought a new batch of 600 for the fourth one. Okay. So let's go ahead. So that makes me have a grand total of 950 units available to sell. So then June 22nd, we end up selling 250 units at $10.50 each. So 250 units. Okay. On June 22nd, we sold 250 units. Now in this case, which batch of inventory am I going to take out from?
600.
The 600 batch, right? At $4.8333. I didn't stretch this one out so you can see that this is a long number. Okay. Of course, if we're cell referencing this number, there you go. So this must be 84.0833. So you know. Okay. And then, so let's go ahead and solve for that. What is it going to cost me to sell 250 units at 4083333?
10/20/83.
10/20/83. So let's go ahead and eliminate that, right? Because I no longer have 600 units, right? I end up selling 250. So then I should have a remaining of 350 at a grand total of 1429.17, right? In this case, that should be correct, right? 17 plus 83 should give you 00. Okay. So that means I have now remaining of 700 units left. Okay. So then on June 25th, we end up purchasing another 350 items at 435 with a freight costing 50. So 350, 435, and 50. 350, 435, and 50. So again, another batch of inventory here. And let's see, what is our purchase price here?
$1,522.50.
Good. Plus 50. Right? 50, 72.50. Okay. So then what's my cost per item going to be?
$4.40. 492,857.
Good, right? So once again, I'm going to carry this batch over. So now I have way too many batches of inventory, right? And they're all listed out here. I have a total of 5 batches of inventory. Okay, and I still have 4 of them remaining. Okay. So now I have a total of 1,050 units left remaining. So then now, let's see what the next scenario says. On June 27, we end up selling 550 units. Okay. We sold 550 units. So let's take a look at our batch of inventory. Which one are we going to eliminate from first?
The 350 with the 449.
Good, right? With the 449 or the 448, yada yada, right? So in this case, we're going to eliminate that one first. So in this case, we're going to do a calculation. So 350, and we need to get to 550, right? So knowing that we're going to eliminate this batch that we just purchased, right? It's going to equal a total of the 1,572.50, right? We know that because we just purchased it, right? And we're going to eliminate that entire batch of inventory. So now that inventory is gone, okay? So now we have 3 batches of inventory left, right? Our first, second, and fourth batch of inventory. So now which one are we going to be taking out from next?
The one from the 350.
The remaining 350, right, at 408.33. Okay. So then let's go ahead and calculate that. What's my total cost of goods sold for selling 200 units at 408.33?
$816.66.
816.6666, so that's going to give you 67. Okay. All right, so again, if you are journalizing this, your grand total should be 2,389 and 17. Okay. So now we got to eliminate that because we no longer have 350 anymore, right? We sold 200 of those items. So that means we are now down to the last 50 items. Ooh, wait, that doesn't look right. What was it before? 350. Yeah, okay, I put in 250. So equal 350 minus 200. I should have a total of 150 remaining. Okay, at a grand total of 612.50. Okay, because if you remember, it was 67 cents previously, minus 67 cents, so you should have an even 0. So let's go ahead and double confirm here if that is true. 30. On June 30th, you should have a total of 500 units. And I do have a total of 500 units, totaling up a total of 1953 and 75 cents. So I have one from the previous batch from the previous exercise, the second batch of 250, and then a batch in between the middle of 150. So I end up eliminating batch number 3 and batch number 5. Okay, so this is what I mean. Once again, I'm weaving through, and as I go through this scenario, I'm going to keep refreshing the concept of LIFO, because it's going to constantly keep, if I keep making more purchases, that means I got to start all the way back at the bottom again and make my way up to the top. So this is perpetual LIFO, okay? You're constantly weaving through and constantly taking whatever the latest batch of inventory was, okay? Any questions here?
No.
Okay. All right, so good job, everybody. Once again, since I told you that today is going to be an easy day, that's it for today. Tomorrow we'll go over 8.3